to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories, a gentle place where you can let the day's concerns drift away and prepare yourself for a tranquil night of rest. As you settle in, you might picture the soft glow of holiday lights in the distance and the comforting aroma of warm spices wafting through the air. Before long, you'll find yourself strolling through a cozy Christmas market stall, surrounded by sweet treats, handmade crafts, and the gentle hum of peaceful anticipation. For now, though, give yourself this moment to get comfortable. Let your shoulders drop and your breathing slow. This is your time to unwind, your time to surrender any tension and sink into a realm of serenity. Take a long, slow breath in through your nose, drawing in calm energy and a sense of spacious ease. Hold it at the top for a moment, letting every muscle in your shoulders, neck, and face soften. Then exhale gently through your mouth, envisioning a gentle wave carrying away any stray thoughts or lingering worries. Allow your breath to find a slow, steady rhythm, one that feels natural and soothing, a quiet lullaby for your body and mind. Notice how your eyelids might already feel a little heavier, how your limbs begin to soften with each breath, as though gravity is wrapping you in a protective, grounding embrace. If thoughts flutter by, know that they can come and go without needing your attention. You are here to rest and let the story unfold like a soft ribbon unspooling in the dim light of a peaceful evening. Imagine every exhale releasing the day's pressure, letting it melt into the background. Gradually, a calm hush can settle around you, as if you're stepping into a safe cocoon of stillness and gentle quiet. Tonight's journey will take you through the enchanting world of a Christmas market where warm spices fill the air and lanterns glow like fireflies against the winter sky. When you're ready, let your eyes close or keep them open gently if you prefer, and allow the comforting imagery of this tale to flow around you. In the hush of this moment, permit yourself to let go of all that came before. Sink deeper into relaxation, knowing that with each passing breath, you are drifting toward a calm, comforting space where only peace and tranquility reside. And with this tranquil beginning, allow the story to cradle you tenderly, like a soft blanket on a cold evening. Late in the season, the edge of a quaint village tucked away in gentle hills, there stands a row of wooden market stalls. Each stall exudes its own charm, displaying handcrafted ornaments, sweet confections, and little trinkets that recall happy holiday memories. Although the surrounding world beyond the village might be brimming with busyness, the market is a sanctuary of calm. It gathers both neighbors and travelers into a shared moment of peaceful wonder. In the heart of this festive row is a small stall, adorned with evergreen garlands and twinkling lights that flicker like distant stars. The stall belongs to Lucinda, a kind and thoughtful soul with a warm smile and a gracious spirit. She offers her patrons a variety of aromatic treasures, little sachets of cinnamon and cloves, glass jars of anise and nutmeg, dried orange slices studded with fragrant spices, and the heavenly swirl of simmering mulled cider. Steam rises from the copper pot on her small stove, creating a gentle cloud that mingles with the candlelight. The stall's sign, delicately carved from reclaimed wood, reads simply, "Spice and Comfort." Lucinda's stall is always a bit of a refuge for anyone wandering through the holiday market. Some customers come seeking new flavors to liven their baking, while others crave a simple moment of calm amid the season's bustle. But each individual who arrives is greeted with Lucinda's thoughtful gaze, a hint of laughter in her eyes, and the subtle assurance that they've stepped into a place of warmth and friendship. On this particular evening, the sun has just set beyond the rolling hills, painting the winter sky in shades of lavender and rose. A soft hush has settled over the market, though gentle music from a nearby caroler's booth lilts in the background. Lanterns sway above the cobbled pathways, their flickers reflecting in puddles left by a light snow that melted earlier in the day. The air is cold enough to inspire a cozy scarf and coat, but not so cold as to make one's breath sting the lungs. It's a comfortably crisp kind of night, the type that invites rosy cheeks and warm hands around a cup of something soothing. Passers-by pause, enchanted by the aromas drifting from Lucinda's stall. They notice the gentle boil of mulled cider, brimming with cinnamon sticks, star anise, and bright slices of citrus. Some inhale a deep breath, letting the fragrance cradle them in the memory of home kitchens and holiday feasts of the past. Others come closer to examine the little wooden bowls, overflowing with cloves and pink peppercorns, or to admire the neat rows of labeled jars that hold the carefully curated array of spices. In every corner of Lucinda's tiny stall, a story of warmth unfolds, reminiscent of cherished childhood holidays and cozy nights by the fire. A single candle in a red glass holder glows at the front of the counter, its flame flickering in tune with the gentle lull of conversation from the other stalls. The candlelight dances across the polished wood surface, revealing the subtle grain and knots that hold their own quiet history. Nearby, a string of tiny lights, shaped like frosty snowflakes, casts starry patterns against the heavy drapery that shields the stall from chilly drafts. The soft illumination and sense of stillness encourage visitors to linger just a moment longer. Even those with no intention to shop might end up standing in front of Lucinda's offerings, simply basking in the comforting presence. One of those passers-by is a friendly older gentleman named Rowan. He moves through the market with a sense of lingering contentment. His steps are gentle, as though he has all the time in the world to observe the delicate details of each stall. With silver hair hidden beneath a tweed cap, and a scarf woven with forest green and winter white threads, he carries a small cane, more for style than necessity. He's found his way to Lucinda's stall because the fragrance reminded him of his grandmother's kitchen long ago. Rowan glances across the jars of cardamom, nutmeg, and vanilla pods, his eyes reflecting a wistful remembrance. He asks Lucinda in a soft and unhurried voice about the best combination of spices for a simple homemade pie, something he wants to bake for his granddaughter who is visiting the following day. Lucinda leans forward, quietly making suggestions, her tone gentle and reassuring. In that moment, under the soft glow of the market lights, a kind and genuine connection forms. They trade stories of favorite holiday recipes, share a chuckle about pies that refuse to set properly, and exchange tips on how to create the perfect flaky crust. Their conversation meanders as though they have known each other for years, simply content to fill the evening air with tales of homemade goodness. Once she has measured out the perfect balance of cinnamon and nutmeg, Lucinda offers Rowan a small ladle of hot mulled cider to sample. He drinks it with both hands around the warm cup, closing his eyes briefly as the steam curls around his face. The taste of sugared apples, a hint of citrus, and the gentle nudge of anise evoke a soft smile. In that taste, he feels not only the flavors, but also the care Lucinda infuses into all she offers. It's a moment of pure comfort, so gentle that it's almost like being wrapped in a cozy blanket on a cold evening. Nearby, a small family wanders through the market, the parents guiding their little ones from stall to stall. The children's eyes sparkle with excitement as they dart between displays of candy canes, gingerbread, and glittering ornaments. But upon catching the scent of cinnamon drifting from Lucinda's corner, their curiosity is piqued. They tug at their parents' sleeves, leading them over to peek at the steaming pot of cider. Lucinda greets them with a small bowl of dried orange slices to sniff and says, in her warm and welcoming way, "It smells just like the holidays, doesn't it?" The children grin, nodding, giggling with the delight only children know. As they tuck themselves closer to the stall, Lucinda expertly pours small cups of cider for the family, adding a sprinkle of spice on top. She tells a little tale of how the spices came together: cinnamon bark from faraway islands, cloves that once crossed oceans, and oranges ripened under sunny groves. Each ingredient carrying a bit of the world's wonders to this tiny, festive corner of the village. The children listen with wide, entranced eyes as the steam from the cup warms their noses. For a moment, their laughter softens, replaced by a calm enchantment. The parents exchange tender smiles, grateful for this moment of stillness amid the bustle of the holiday season. As the evening progresses, snow begins to fall again, so lightly at first that it seems to shimmer like glitter in the lamplight. Shoppers walk a bit more slowly, tucking their hands into pockets or mittens, smiling at the gentle hush that settles whenever snow descends. Lucinda rearranges the jars and sachets on her counter, ensuring nothing is too close to the falling flakes. She adjusts the evergreen garland that frames the stall, letting the snow decorate it with a delicate dusting of winter magic. Across from Lucinda's stall, a nearby merchant sells handcrafted candles in subtle shades of winter green, soft ivory, and deep berry red. The flickers of light glimmer like tiny firesides in the growing darkness, and the breeze carries their comforting scent of evergreen and sandalwood. Another stall features knitted scarves, mittens, and hats in an array of soft wool colors, with the vendor occasionally stepping into the quiet to sip her own mulled drink. Every so often, Lucinda looks up to see neighbors and fellow artisans exchanging knowing nods and gentle smiles, as though they are all part of a cozy patchwork quilt, each stall adding its own special piece. Yet, Lucinda's focus returns to her precious array of spices. Under the soft amber glow of a hanging lantern, she carefully stirs the cider, pausing to hold the wooden spoon close to her face and breathe in the aromas that swirl from the pot. The steam fogs her glasses, and she chuckles, wiping them off on her apron. That gentle humor and unhurried pace are a hallmark of her presence, inviting visitors to slow down, to savor, and to let the spirit of the market guide them into simpler joys. A moment later, a young traveler appears at the stall. She's been exploring the region for several days, seeking to capture the local winter festivities in sketches and watercolor paintings. Her backpack is filled with brushes, small vials of paint, and a well-loved sketch pad. Her name is Clara. Despite the chill of the night, Clara's cheeks are flushed with curiosity. She's drawn to Lucinda's stall by the swirl of fragrant steam that drifts like a beckoning hand. With polite eagerness, Clara approaches and asks if she might set up a small stool for a few minutes to paint the scene. She's particularly captured by how the lantern light filters through the steam, creating a halo of gentle luminescence around the stall. Lucinda smiles broadly, delighted by the idea, and welcomes her to take a seat out of the direct path of the falling snow. Clara settles in, her thin gloves gripping the paintbrush, as she begins to outline the stall's shape on her page. While she works, Lucinda quietly prepares a cup of cider for her, placing it on a little crate nearby so Clara can sip and paint simultaneously. The warm steam rises to Clara's face, providing a cozy respite from the cold. The sound of the brush's bristles against paper is barely audible, a faint, rhythmic hush that mirrors the snowfall. Now and then, Clara leans back to take in the full scene. The flicker of the red candle, the twinkle of snowflake lights, and Lucinda's warm smile as she greets each visitor. In the lull between customers, Lucinda and Clara share fragments of their stories. Lucinda talks about how she started collecting spices long ago after being inspired by her grandmother's holiday punch that was always steeped in fragrant cinnamon and clove. She reminisces about the joy of finding recipes scribbled on scraps of paper in her grandmother's cookbook, a reminder that love can be expressed in many forms, especially in the sweet and savory flavors of home. Clara, in turn, recounts her journeys, painting small villages and hidden corners of the countryside, always searching for pockets of warmth and community. She mentions that this market is one of the most welcoming she's encountered, a place where the spirit of the season hums in the background like a melodic lullaby. Their exchange is soft and unhurried, punctuated by the occasional swirl of the cider pot and the gentle hush of fresh flakes landing. By the time Clara finishes her quick watercolor sketch, a delicate portrait of the stall emerges on her page. The jars of spices are suggested by dabs of deep brown and golden hues, while the flicker of holiday lights sparkles with tiny touches of white. She thanks Lucinda, promising to return with a proper print of her painting once she refines it in her studio. The gratitude shared in that moment is so genuine that it lingers in the air like the faint scent of cinnamon. As the market evening stretches on, the hum of conversations grows quieter. People begin to depart with bags full of treats, wreaths, or small gifts for loved ones. Lucinda notices that her stock of spiced sachets has dwindled considerably, a sign that many shoppers will be taking home the comforting fragrances of her stall. Though a tiredness seeps into her bones, her spirit is light with the day's simple joys. She leans out of her stall for a moment, looking up at the sky, and smiles at the blanket of winter clouds drifting ever so slowly across the moon. The scent of pine from the garland mingles with the spices, creating an aroma reminiscent of a fireside gathering on a cold December night. A lull arrives when no customers are at her counter, so Lucinda opens her personal flask of hot tea. She takes a sip, letting its warmth spread through her, and takes a moment to be grateful. She reflects on how the market always seems to bring out the gentleness in people. Everyone is a little kinder, a little more open to sharing stories, recipes, hopes, and laughter. A breeze passes, gently brushing the evergreen boughs hanging from the stall, causing them to sway in a soft, rhythmic dance. She breathes in the crisp air, letting it fill her chest, and then breathes out, fully present in the beauty of this quiet winter moment. After a while, Rowan returns, having wandered the market a bit more. Now he holds a small paper bag filled with apples from a local produce stall, no doubt destined for that promised pie. He stops by Lucinda's stall, tapping his cane lightly against the ground, and inquires if she could spare any last-minute suggestions for the perfect finish to his pie. Lucinda smiles, recalling a secret tip her grandmother once shared: a sprinkle of coarse sugar and a dusting of powdered cinnamon right at the end of baking. She describes how it forms a slightly crackled top, imparting not just taste but also texture, a final flourish that makes each slice feel like a special gift. Rowan thanks her wholeheartedly, and they share a gentle laugh at the notion that sometimes the simplest touches bring the greatest joy. A short distance away, another vendor packs up her booth, carefully folding down the sides and placing unsold items into boxes. Others pull covers over their stalls, preserving them for the next day. But Lucinda lingers a bit longer. She knows some folks come out especially late, hoping to catch the market's last glow before bedtime. And she cherishes those quiet moments when the world seems to slow to a hush, and every breath feels like a cleansing sigh. Sure enough, an elderly couple appears, arm in arm, wandering the market as though it's their evening ritual. They stop at Lucinda's stall, drawn in by the fragrance of simmering spices. Lucinda greets them softly, asking if they'd like a cup of cider. The couple nods. She prepares 2 cups, each carefully garnished with a single clove-studded orange slice. They sip together, and the warmth of the spiced drink mirrors the warmth of their companionship, a gentle testament to love's enduring presence. Eventually, the main lamps in the market dim, signaling that closing time is near. Only a few wandering souls remain, strolling slowly through the lightly falling snow. Lucinda closes the top of her spice jars, ties up the little sachets more securely, and stirs the last of her cider, considering if she should pour a final cup for herself. With a contented sigh, she lifts the pot from the small stove, pours the steaming liquid into a sturdy mug, and savors one last sweet taste of her day's offerings. As the final visitors amble away, Lucinda gently places a cover over the copper pot. She leans on the stall's counter for a moment, peering into the hushed market. The swirl of snowflakes sparkles in the lantern light, giving the path a dreamlike shimmer. The hush of night descends fully now, wrapping the village in a calming quiet. Lucinda inhales deeply, letting gratitude fill her like the warm cider that soothed her customers. In her heart, there's a tender knowing that these small, gentle moments matter, that this little haven of comfort brings solace and sweetness to whoever passes by. When she's ready, she steps from the stall into the softly lit street, pulling the curtains and closing it down for the night. She gathers her belongings, tucking her precious spice jars into a basket lined with cloth to keep them safe from the chill. The last flicker of the red candle is extinguished, the air still carrying the lingering scents of cinnamon and clove. Slowly, methodically, she secures her stall with careful hands, grateful to the wood and canopy for hosting her day of warmth and fellowship. Making her way along the cobblestones, Lucinda's footsteps are quiet. The snowfall muffles each step until all that remains is a gentle hush. She looks back once more at the line of stalls. Even in the dim light, their shapes stand as comforting silhouettes of communal care. Tiny sparkles of leftover holiday lights twinkle here and there, a faint reminder that peace can be found even in the darkest corners of winter nights. A sense of contentment settles in her as she walks away, the basket of fragrant spices swinging by her side. She knows that she has shared something good with the world this evening, and that knowledge warms her from the inside out like a gentle hearth nestled within her heart. The night deepens and the market remains tranquil, a slumbering scene of holiday magic waiting to be awakened again with the morning's arrival. Snow continues its soft descent, covering footprints and forming delicate patterns on the rooftops. In the stillness, a faint golden glow remains where Lucinda's stall stands, as though the memory of spices, warmth, and kind exchange lingers, weaving itself into the fabric of the quiet village. And now, dear dreamer, it is time to let your own thoughts slow and soften. Nothing else needs your attention right now. Imagine yourself in a peaceful cottage near this market, perhaps with a small lamp casting a gentle glow on a cozy reading chair. You can almost hear the hush of the evening, the faint crackle of a fireplace, and the soothing rhythm of your breath. Picture setting down a warm mug after sipping a fragrant drink, the perfect conclusion to a day spent among the aromas of cinnamon and clove. Feel how your eyelids grow heavier, gently shutting out the flickers of light until all that remains is a calm, comfortable darkness. Notice the reassuring weight of a soft blanket around your shoulders. Sense the warmth of your own breath as you exhale slowly, releasing the last bits of tension. Like the market settling into the hush of night, let your mind ease into its own quiet state. Thoughts, if they arise, can drift like snowflakes on the breeze, falling softly and melting away without a sound. This is the moment to embrace true rest, carried by the gentle invitation of peace. Inhale once more, drawing in calm and contentment. Exhale, letting go of all that no longer serves you. Let your breathing continue at a slow, steady pace. Each breath a gentle lullaby. Each pause a doorway to deeper relaxation. Allow your muscles to relax so completely that they begin to feel like warm, pleasant weight against your bed. Every cell of your body can rest now, soothed by the memory of the market's cozy scents and Lucinda's kind heart. Feel yourself sink further into your pillow, your body becoming lighter in spirit, yet comfortably heavy in its place. You are free to let go, to drift on the tranquil currents of sleep. In this unfolding night, let the scene of that little stall fade away into the soft darkness, replaced by the comforting knowledge that warmth and kindness are always within reach. May your dreams carry you gently, like a snowflake dancing on a silent breeze, until morning's gentle light greets you with renewed warmth and serenity. Good night, dear traveler. Sleep well, and may your dreams be full of fragrant joys and gentle wonder. All is calm now. Peace envelopes you. Rest deeply and awaken refreshed, cradled in the glow of a new day.